Welcome back to Tyler's Retro Reviews, and after we got done with Halloween month and the Halloween Havoc reviews, it's time to take a look at the November tradition, Dirty Side Survivor Series. And this, after spending 5 weeks talking about WCW pay-per-views, the final one from September was Bash at the Beach 2000, and I did my Halloween Havoc reviews. Now we're finally got away from the, I want to say that. After spending that in WCW land, we're back to the WWE side. And, talking about their big, traditional pay-per-view event, Survivor Series, their second biggest pay-per-view of the year, behind WrestleMania. So yeah. And we're going to talk about Survivor Series 1993. And next week we Survivor Series 1998. And the week after that, Survivor Series 2003, which is coincidentally the 20th anniversary of that show. And the last Survivor Series review 2016. But now, I know the next three are going to be good, because Survivor Series 1993 was not good. Is it bad as 2018 or 2021? No. It was boring. Literally, it was boring. And one thing I hate about this, hard subject to change. But let's get on to it. November 24th at the Boston Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. They did this for Survivor Series. Here, Survivor Series 2008. And then Survivor Series 2013 was the other one. And then last year also. But yeah. Let's get to this Survivor Series card. And like I said before, like my main problem with it, there's not one-on-one match on the main show. I know it's called Survivor Series, but I look at the later years of Survivor Series. Two or three Survivor Series matches is fine. But four, I know it's the early days, but what I saw with Survivor Series, they do 2 or 3 Survivor Series matches, and the rest are other big, like, feud matches, like 2003 with Goldberg Triple H, or 2008 Jericho and Cena. And last year they did the War Games matches. Triple H was the one who did that. Regardless, let's get on to Survivor Series 1983. Start out with a 4-on-4 Survivor Series elimination match. First of 4. Team Razor Ramon the captain, 1-2-3 Kid, who will later become X-Pac, 6 from WCW NWO 96-97 fame, Sean Wolfman, and Marty Jannetty, and Mr. Perfect was supposed to be in this match, but this is the first of many made substitutions. Yeah. And you thought Survivor Series 2018 was so fucking damaged as so many matches getting substituted for something else. This show is the first of its kind. Well, not right away, but yeah. So in its place was Randy Savage. At this point in 93, he had his, I think, he was doing a feud with Crush, but you could tell at this point he was already out the door. He was going to go to WCW the year later because look at this. This Hulk Hogan was gone again. He was gone until 2002. And you're going to lose Macho Man in after a year, actually. They defeat Team IRS of IRS, Mike Rotunda, you know, the man who has 2 kids of Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas. Still one of the biggest shocks of the year is Bray Wyatt passing. I'll talk about it next month for my year-end rewards for my main channel. Is Diesel. This was his first stint in the company. Adam Bomb, who becomes Wrath in WCW, and Brian Clark of Chronic fame, and Rick Martel. It was a fine Survivor Series match. Now, the order of eliminations. Okay, let's go this way. Diesel was eliminated by Randy Savage. And then Randy Savage was eliminated by IRS, yes. Again, Randy Savage at this point was out the door. But then again, he had a feud with Crush, Brian Adams. And then IRS was eliminated by Razor Ramon, so the captain's out of this match. And then the other one was Razor Ramon by countout. Yeah. I know it was a year ago now, but yeah. And then Rick Martel was eliminated by 1-2-3 Kid, and then Adam Bomb was eliminated by Marty Jannetty. So 1-2-3 Kid and Marty Jannetty were the survivors. This was an okay Survivor Series match. 6 out of 10. Yeah. And then we get... This was originally supposed to have Jerry Lawler in this match. But I won't talk about it. Other YouTubers, Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret and James from We Are Pro Wrestling, mentioned this about their reviews of Survivor Series 93. Because Jerry Lawler and his Knights, that made sense because a king and his Knights. Instead, the Hart family of Bret Hart, Bruce Hart, Keith Hart, and Owen Hart defeats Shawn Michaels and his Knights. I ain't fucking kidding when I said Shawn Michaels and his Knights. Again, this was supposed to have Jerry Lawler in this match. This feud started at King of the Ring 93 between Bret Hart and Jerry the King Lawler. They had the match at SummerSlam, which Bret originally won, but he couldn't let go of the submission, so the decision was reversed. And this was supposed to have the big blow up at here at Survivor Series. But again, I'm not going to talk about what went down. This feud culminated 2 years later, ironically enough, at King of the Ring. I won't talk about that disastrous King of the Ring event. You can see it on my main channel. I did that last year. During one of my last 3 seasons of the whole year I reviewed. So, and the Knights were the Black Knight, the Blue Knight, and the Red Knight. Order of eliminations. Black Knight was eliminated by Owen Hart. Then the Red Knight was eliminated by Bret Hart. And then the Blue Knight was eliminated by Owen Hart. And it came down to a 4-on-1. And it turned into a 3-on-1 because Owen Hart got eliminated by Shawn Michaels because Owen accidentally hit Bret Hart and threw him down to the guardrail. And then Shawn Michaels got himself counted out. This match was really long and really, really, really boring. And you can never tell me say that a Shawn Michaels match was boring. You know, Shawn Michaels rarely has terrible matches. But yeah. Boring. Again, this has Shawn Michaels in it. He rarely has a terrible match. Or a boring match. Four out of 10. Yeah, that's to stick it to Bret Hart. But this did lead up to the Bret Hart Owen feud for WrestleMania 10. Again, I was not alive yet. I won't be alive until 5 years later. 93, 98. Do the math. Don't want to get Scott Steiner to tell you about it. Okay, no, I'm going to talk about Scott Steiner here, but he is on this show. But yeah. Anyways. Blah, blah, blah. Next up is for the Smoky Mountain Wrestling Tag Team Championships. This was a agreement between Jim Cornette and the WWF. And yeah, the crowd in Boston, by the way, did not care about this match. The Heavenly Bodies defeats the Rock and Roll Express. The crowd did not care. However, this was actually a good match. A 6.5 out of 10. The Heavenly Bodies won the tag team titles, but again, the crowd did not care. Because they were in Boston. Then we get another 4-on-4 Survivor Series match. And people call this the worst Survivor Series match ever. That is the 4 Doinks. None of them are the real Doink. They were the Bushwhackers and Men on a Mission. With full Doink face paint and hairstyle. Well, you know what? It was a match to see your face and face paint. That's what Doink was. I never want to see Viscera in white face paint ever again. But again, TNA did something with this with the Jeff Jarrett Sting program for Final Resolution 06 when Monty Brown wears Sting face paint. What do I know? Defeats Bam Bam Bigelow, Bastion Booker, who was on Ring of the Hawk Season 3. Who may be more disgusting than the Boogeyman. But then again, Boogeyman is a WWE legend. What the fuck do I know? And the Head Strainers of fought too, the future Rikishi and Samu. Not gonna go into full detail. I still think Team Orange versus Team Triple H is still the worst Survivor Series match ever. Yeah. So Samu was eliminated by Bushwhacker Luke. Then Bastion Booger was eliminated by Mabel. Then Fatu was eliminated by Bushwhacker Butch. And then Bam Bam Bigelow was eliminated by a dog pile. So all 4 Doinks survive. Well, it was advertised to be the 4 Doinks, but the real Doink was not in this match. Because the original Doink the Clown, Matt Bourne, got fired. 0. It was an awful match. And then the main event is another 4-on-4 Survivor Series match. Of the All-Americans of Lex Luger and the Steiner brothers, Rick and Scott. And, again, Tatanka was originally supposed to be in this match, but he got rained out after losing to the other person who was another competitor for Ring of the Hawk. And his place was The Undertaker. It's kind of coincidence because years down the road, 2000, The Undertaker becomes a biker character called The American Badass, and yeah. Also, I'm recording this 1 week from tomorrow. I'm going to see The Undertaker's show thingy. I think this replacement makes sense because you're going to set up the next program between Yokozuna, which they defeat the Foreign Fanatics, which is Yokozuna, the WWF Championship, crush Quebecer, Jock of the Quebecers, the former Maori, yeah. And where's the other guy? Oh my gosh. Ludwig Borga. Another person was on Marky D's Ring of the Hawk episode. I won't go into full detail about that guy. I don't know about him, honestly, but yeah. Speaking of him, he eliminates Rick Steiner, so yeah. And then Crush got himself counted out because Randy Savage got involved in this match. It was another story-driven thing with the opener and the main event. Scott Steiner was... oh wait. Jock was eliminated by Lex Luger. The Mountie was eliminated by Lex Luger. Oh my god, that name is so stupid. And then Scott Steiner was eliminated by Yokozuna. At this point, the fans want to see The Undertaker versus Yokozuna. Which, fun fact, this feud started at Survivor Series and ends at the following year of Survivor Series. It's funny enough, even though this wasn't really a feud. It was a way to get Yokozuna a title match against somebody at the Rumble, and why not against your BSK buddy, The Undertaker, which they pop when Undertaker tag in and him and Yokozuna face off. They both get double count out. It was a way to protect them both. And then Luger Porter was eliminated by Lex Luger. This was an okay Survivor Series elimination match. I give it a 5.5 out of 10. And Lex Luger still could not challenge Yokozuna for the title, which last year I did a Wrestling Dumpster Fires video on Lex Luger's horrible run in the WWF. Go back to that video. And then he celebrated with freaking Santa Claus. We're in November, by the way. But yeah, Survivor Series 93. Too many long matches. This felt like a 6-hour show, I felt. Coming out of the show, I was like, Jesus Christ, that was way too fucking long. At best, though, I mean, you look at this. There's so many substitutions with, like, the Hart Brothers versus the Jerry Lawler Knights thing turning to Shawn Michaels. And again, you will never say Shawn Michaels had a boring or terrible match. Ever. Regardless, I give the show a 4 out of 10. A 4 out of 10. I was thinking of 3.9 or 4 out of 10. I was like, 4 out of 10. So, next week we're going to talk about Survivor Series 1998, the Deadly Games Tournament. Again, that show is a way better show than this. So yeah, like this. Comment tomorrow, I'll do my SmackDown review also. And there will be no Crown Jewel 2023 review because Saudi Arabia. Or I like to refer to that to Crown shit. Saturday, though, I will do my first Pirates of the Caribbean movie review. And this Sunday, I will do the top 10 worst WWE matches. No Saudi matches will be on that list. So yeah, like this, comment. I will do another action figure thing. Probably after the Pirates of the Caribbean movie review also. Or before it. Or probably on Sunday, maybe. It's probably Sunday, yeah. Like this, comment, subscribe to my main channel and this channel. And there. The show was bad. Goodbye.